So I think there are three main challenges. One is the lack of senior leadership commitment. So organisations really know that they need to do something about gender, that it's a really important topic, but they may not be leading that from the top. Leaders may not be truly accountable for it and driving it. The second is unconscious assumptions or hidden biases that we hold, which we all have, but which of course are much more impactful when it's leaders who are making decisions about people, wanting to be with or to promote people who are like ourselves. That's a very common thing, and unfortunately does hold women back, because obviously leadership teams are still largely men. And the third thing is about working patterns and the fact that a lot of organisations are still stuck with quite old-fashioned and inflexible working patterns and career patterns that don't really suit the new majority workforce that we have today. Well, the first thing is really to invest in the whole gender balance question. Really invest, be accountable for it yourself. Drive it, and don't give up on it, because a lot of organisations think that they've achieved something and then they take their foot off the pedal. You've got to really keep investing in it and never believe that it's done, because it is an ongoing challenge to get the culture right. The second thing is, as a leader, to really role model the kind of behaviour that you want to see in your organisation. So an inclusive culture where everybody can speak up and feel valued. And that means really speaking often from the heart, speaking about your own vulnerabilities, speaking about your own family life, maybe your life outside work and how important that is to you. The third thing is about really tackling unconscious biases or assumptions, both in yourself and in other people. And that can often be done best not by accusing people or blaming them, but by saying this is something we need to do collaboratively. How can we best work on this for the future success of the organisation? And that means also really tackling and addressing any kind of biases that are present in the systems that you use, the HR systems like recruitment and promotion and succession planning. Well, I think it's really important to lead something like this both from the top and through the grassroots, because you really need to involve everybody in the organisation. I've talked quite a lot about the importance of senior leadership driving it, but it's also important to get everybody on board in the organisation. Otherwise it's very difficult to kind of make that kind of change throughout the organisation and to get everybody understanding why it's necessary. So then the question is, how do you get people to understand why is it necessary to do this? And the important thing here is to look at what is the case for your organisation of really pushing gender balance at all levels, including the very top. And that means looking at what the benefits of this would be, not just in terms of your talent pool, of where you're drawing people from, where you're recruiting people from, but also in terms of things like mitigating groupthink, which is when everybody thinks in the same way and you don't get such good decisions, or innovation, where you get lots of different viewpoints coming in and you get lots of creativity from that process. That's really important too. It's important to have women in the organisation at all levels, because you've got a lot of women in your customer base, in your client base. For example, your donors may be majority women, and it's if you have a women's viewpoint, which will give you greater insights into what those donors might be thinking. Similarly, thinking about how to deliver aid better across in the field to women in the field, and you'll get insights from women that you might not get from men. So having that mix is really important. So looking to the future, we're looking at organisations that are increasingly networked, that are built through alliances and partnerships, and these require different skills in terms of leadership from the command and control organisations of the past. And a lot of research is now showing, and there's a lot of interest in this, that the skills in which women tend to excel or be ranked most highly in are the very skills that are needed to lead organisations in this new networked age. They're about inspiring and motivating people, They're about giving people feedback. They're about collaboration and building teams, and they're much less about command and control, the old style command and control. And so, it's essential to have women in your leadership team and well represented in your leadership team if you're going to be a forward-looking organisation that is actually able to lead people into a successful future.